Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and today I'm going to do a DVD review of the new WWE Attitude Era DVD. And I just finished watching this DVD last weekend, and I'm going to give my full review and what I thought of the DVD. So, let's get started. Okay, so here's the WWE Attitude Era DVD. Here's the front cover of it, and I was very excited for this DVD when it was announced, and it's one that I've been waiting for a long time for WWE to do. And I got this at Best Buy last Tuesday when the DVD first came out, because it came out last Tuesday, and I got it for $19.99. So for $19.99, this is a good DVD. People hate the front cover art to this DVD, but I think it's pretty good. From what I heard, they got it from a Beatles album. I forgot what album it was called, but there was so much stuff about this DVD. One, they were going to make it PG, but it's not PG, it's TV-14, this DVD, which is awesome. And they were originally going to cancel this DVD because of, from what I heard, Linda McMahon running for senator, and the guy that she was running for was showing clips of Linda's character in WWE, but eventually that led to her taking off some clips of Attitude Era stuff off of YouTube. But of course she didn't win, and they decided to release this DVD. But so this is a pretty good cover. You got a lot of these superstars from the Attitude Era, like Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H. You have Matt and Jeff Hardy, if you could see there. You have Goldust and a lot more other superstars from that era. So this is the front cover. Here's the spine, the Attitude Era. This is a 3-disc set. And on the back you see Vince McMahon's Corvette being cemented by Stone Cold Steve Austin. And on the back, you may not see it because it's blurry. It says, "Bust out your Austin 316 shirt, strike a 5-second pose, heat up a delicious slice of pie, and count down to Y2J all over again with the Attitude Era. Go back to the days of dysfunction, disorder, and defiance, when radical anti-heroes ditched saying their prayers and taking their vitamins for opening up a can of whoop ass and laying the smack down. When rebels ruled the airwaves and PG stood for puppies and grapefruits." This 3-disc slobber knocker is packed with all the action that pushed censors to new limits, shattered cable TV ratings, and crushed WWE's competition like a Spanish announcer's table. And it features the Austin McMahon rivalry, the invention of Hell in a Cell, TLC, Brawl for All, and more. The revamping of Superstars entrance music, all the top WWE superstars such as Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Mick Foley, all 3 of his characters, DX, Undertaker, Edge and Christian, Chris Jericho, Trish Stratus, the McMahons, Kane, APA, Sable, Goldust, Val Venus, and more. And we open it up, and I gotta admit, this is one of the best DVDs that WWE has released this year. I know a lot of people said the CM Punk is counted one of the best releases this year, but I haven't got the CM Punk DVD, so can't fully explain though. But I hear that DVD is really good. Has a really good documentary. So here's more superstars from the Attitude Era. Here's Austin's monster truck. You have more superstars. Then you got discs. It's a 3-disc set. And it has their advertisements over here, a lot of them. You get $5 off orders of $25 and up on WWEshop.com. You have the WWE Encyclopedia Updated and Expanded book, which I have the first version, which I did a video on, and I did a review of it. So look back at my videos for my review of the first book. And on the back it has Mick Foley's book, A Most Miserable Christmas, which has been out. It has their YouTube shows that they do. I watch only 4 of them, which is WWE Download, Backstage Fallout, which is cool, Inbox, WWE Inbox, and Z True Long Island Story, so I'm a fan of Zack Ryder. And also their flyer for their movies, The Day, Barricade, and No Holds Barred. I really want to see The Day because the trailer looked cool. Barricade I heard sucks ass, and No Holds Barred also I heard sucks ass, but a lot of people like it because it has a nostalgic view. And here's their new movies that is going to be released next year. It's got No One Lies, No One Lives, maybe could be good. Dead Man Down, yeah. Marine 3 Homefront, that's the Miz's new movie, might check that out. 12 Rounds 2 Reloaded, probably not going to have John Cena. If they did, it would be worth watching. The Hive, could be interesting. Leprechaun Origins, no. I know that's Hornswoggle's new movie. It's going to become, Hornswoggle's going to be in that movie. And so here's the discs. You got disc 1, 2, 3. And on the back of them, you have DX invading WCW from Raw of April 98, April 27, 1998. Very good classic moment. And I don't know if you can see the glue right there, holding the packaging. Disc 2, you have Paige and Dr. Austin from Raw of October 5th, 98. Classic moment right there. Everyone knows that moment. And on disc 3, you have Rock, This Is Your Life from Raw of September 27th, 1999. One of the highest rated segments in Raw history. And everyone knows about that. And you, of course, you have the listings over here. You got the documentary and some segments and matches. But yeah, I know you probably can't see them because they're blurry. But I'm just gonna tell you them. The documentary is only a half-hour long. No, an hour long. I'm sorry. It's 57 minutes. But I thought it was really good, but some of the stuff felt too rushed. You have the birth of Attitude, which they talked about how Vince McMahon introduced the birth of the Attitude Era. On December 15th, 1997, Vince McMahon said in the opening to Raw, he wanted the superstars to entertain in a more contemporary manner. And, not just people would think, the same thing like good guys versus bad guys. And he wanted to push it more to the edge. All the Raw shows. And you have entrance music, which when people knew their favorite wrestlers were coming out, they knew the music then. And then they talked about D-Generation X, DX, and Austin versus McMahon. They talked about how Stone Cold was always giving McMahon nightmares, giving McMahon hell. And long arcing stories, this is where they talked about that they were pushing the storylines and they were putting creative minds behind them, behind the storylines, which WWE needs to do today. And if they do that, things will get better, and people who stopped watching from the Attitude Era might come back and watch, WWE again. And it also has innovations, new demographic, critics, where some parents got pissed off at the material that WWE was using back then during this era. The expansion comedy is where they talked about, there was a little bit of comedy inside the superstars. And Wealth of Talent, where they talked about, creating another show, creating SmackDown and creating Sunday Night Heat for other wrestlers who wanted to be in the Attitude Era to compete. And then you got The World Was Watching, where everyone in the world was watching the WWE back then because the Attitude Era was really popular. It was beating out basketball. It was a ratings success. It was a big ratings success. And Watershed Period is where they talked about the, how the Attitude Era was, how good it was, and stuff like that. And for the segments and matches, you have Jim Ross interviews Goldust and Marlena from Raw of November 3rd, 1997. This interview was basically Goldust wanted to, end his relationship with his wife, or his marriage with his wife Marlena. You also got Stone Cold Steve Austin throws the Intercontinental Championship off a bridge from Raw of December 15th, 1997. This is repeated on most of these stuff. I forgot to say, some of the stuff is repeated on other DVDs, other DVDs that WWE has released, like the Stone Cold throwing the Intercontinental Championship off a bridge. That's a classic moment. That was when the Rock and Austin were fighting for the Intercontinental Championship, and Stone Cold threw the championship off the bridge. But here's a little fact that you may not know. That was not the Intercontinental. From what I've heard, because I was watching some other person's video that was reviewing this set, and he said that was not the Intercontinental belt that Stone Cold threw off the bridge. It was actually an old WWF World Tag Team Titles belt that was retired, and they gave it to Austin, and he threw it off the bridge. And there was also this guy that went scuba diving, because this was in, I think it was New Hampshire or somewhere. But he went scuba diving, this guy, and found the belt, and he kept it. So that's pretty cool. Soldier of Love from May 4th, 1998. That was the Val Venus promo, and he had Jenna Jameson in it, and he was in the forest behind the trees. Then you have Mr. McMahon presents Mankind with the WWE Hardcore Championship from Raw of November 2nd, 1998. You got Jim Ross's interview with Triple H from Sunday Night Heat from July 25th, 1999. An evening at the Friendly Tap from SmackDown, January 20th, 2000. This was when the New Age Outlaws went to this bar called the Friendly Tap, because it's in Boston, and the Arcalites, the APA, who was Farouk and Bradshaw at the time before he was called JBL, and they just started fighting in that bar, and that was really cool. That was really cool segment. And it has Mae Young and the APA, the Acolyte Protection Agency, of course, Farouk and Bradshaw, from SmackDown, January 27, 2000. This was when Mark Henry was dating Mae Young. This is a kayfabe storyline, and Mae Young just comes in and plays cards with the APA. She drinks, she smokes while she's pregnant. The Jug Band. This was hilarious. This was from Judgment Day, May 21st, 2000. This is when Christian and Edge were a tag team, and also Kurt Angle was teaming up with them. And they made fun of the Kentuckians, the Kentucky people, and they dressed up as hillbillies, and it was really hilarious. I was dying when they cut to Edge's, with the hillbilly teeth in him. That was really hilarious. I was dying at that because it was really hilarious, and the way how Edge looked was also hilarious. And then you got Triple H trains Trish Stratus from SmackDown, July 27, 2000. Edge's Totally Awesome Birthday from Raw, October 30th, 2000. This is when they were celebrating Edge's birthday. Christian and Kurt Angle, and also Stephanie McMahon was sick at the time in this sort of segment. Then you have The Rock's message to his Hell in a Cell opponents from Raw, December 4th, 2000. Just absolutely funny segment where The Rock was making fun of his Hell in a Cell opponents at Armageddon of that year. You had him, you had Kurt Angle, The Undertaker, Rikishi, Triple H, and Stone Cold Steve Austin all in that match, all in that Hell in a Cell match, which I'm going to get to explaining because that match is also on this DVD also. Then you got GTV, which was like a hidden camera kind of thing that they did back then in the Attitude Era. And on disc 2 you have Mike Tyson joins DX from Raw, March 2nd, 1998. A New Beginning for D-Generation X from Raw, March 30th, 98. Sable vs. Marvelous Mark Miro from Raw, May 11, 98. The Nation of Degeneration from Raw, July 6th, 1998. This was when DX was mocking the Nation of Domination and Triple H was The Rock. And it was really hilarious segment. The Brawl for All, Bart Gunn vs. Dr. Death's Steve Williams from Raw of July 27, 98. JBL actually talked about this in the documentary, and he said how bad it was, how shitty this thing was. And I agree with him. I watched this, and it was really, really shitty, this match. Then you have the Four Corners match for the WWE Tag Team Championship. It was Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kane, and Mankind versus the New Age Outlaws versus The Rock and Owen Hart from Raw of August 98. August 10, 98. And it was a pretty good match. And you have the Lions Den match, Ken Shamrock versus Owen Hart from SummerSlam, August 30th, 98. Really good match this was. And you also have finals of WWE Championship Tournament, The Rock versus Mankind from Survivor Series, November 98. November 15, 98. And you have The Rock and Undertaker versus Mankind and Stone Cold Steve Austin from Raw of December 7, 1998. This is when this is the one where the Undertaker at the end of the match, because that match was disqualification because Ken Shamrock and Big Boss Man came in, and right after the end, this was the one where Undertaker hung Stone Cold on the on Undertaker's symbol, which that was very controversial from what I heard. So, and then you got the classic Austin gives the Corporation a beer bath from Raw of March 99, March 22nd, 99. Classic moment. It's been released on every WWE DVD. Some of them though, but not every. Excuse me, but it also has the WWE Championship match, Undertaker vs. Stone Cold Steve Austin from Raw of June 28, 1998. And it also has the debut of Y2J from Raw, August 9, 1999. you know that The Rock was in the ring, and then you see the Millennium Countdown clock, and out comes, you know, Chris Jericho. Then on disc 3 you have European and Intercontinental Championship match, D'Lo Brown versus Jeff Jarrett from SummerSlam from August 22nd, 1999. You got the Buried Alive match for the WWE Tag Team Championship, The Rock and Mankind versus Undertaker and Big Show from SmackDown, September 9th, 1999. This match was really good. Of course, The Undertaker and Mankind lost their tag team titles because the Big Show was burying Mankind, and Triple H came out and hit Big Show with the sledgehammer, and eventually, The Rock and Mankind lost the tag team titles. Then after the match, you had Stone Cold coming out from the back of an ambulance and beating up Triple H, and he put Triple H in the back of the ambulance and took it outside, and Stone Cold took this semi and rammed it right into the ambulance with Triple H still in it, and that kind of reminded me of what the NWO did with The Rock in the ambulance in 2002. But yeah, I like that. But next you have Stone Cold Steve Austin and Jim Ross versus Triple H in China from Raw of October 11, 1999. Not really a match though. It was just Stone Cold and Triple H going all over the arena, and Jeff Jarrett came out and hit China with the toaster, and him and Miss Kitty put her in the laundry bin, and at the end Jeff Jarrett threw the laundry bin off, I think, a loading dock with China still in it. And you have the Boss Man sympathy for Big Show's dad from Raw, November 8th, 1999. Very, very disrespectful thing that the Boss Man's character did. But it was edgy, though. And then you have the full wedding of Stephanie McMahon and Andrew Test Martin. Rest in peace, Test. From Raw, November 29th, 1999. Everybody knows about this wedding. You had Triple H coming out, and he had this video of him and Stephanie McMahon driving through Las Vegas, and they went to this drive-through wedding thing where they would automatically get married, and it sort of, crushed the wedding. But it was a really good segment for the wedding of Stephanie McMahon and Andrew Test Martin. And then you have The Godfather and D'Lo Brown versus Too Cool from SmackDown, January 27, 2000. They only wrestled for 2 minutes, and then they just started partying in the ring. And then out came Mark Henry and Mae Young, and they announced that Mae Young was pregnant, and everyone in the ring, The Godfather and everyone else in the ring's faces were absolutely classic. They were just shocked. The look on their faces is classic if you see this. But yeah, that was a classic moment when that happened. And sorry if you could see this. Sorry if you don't see the matches and stuff that are listed on this DVD, because you may see blurriness. But I don't know, so sorry about that. But next you have the WWE Hardcore Championship match. It was a Hardcore Holly versus Crash Holly from Raw, March 27, 2000, the Hardcore Championship match. This match was, everybody got into this match. You had Taz, you had the Road Warriors, you had Viscera coming in, and basically Crash Holly back in the day put the Hardcore Championship title on the line 24/7. But it's really a shame that they had to retire the Hardcore Championship, because it would, if WWE were to go back to their 14 rating, which I doubt they'll never do ever again, but hopefully if they ever did, they could bring back the hardcore title and the hardcore matches. And then the next is Chris Jericho versus Eddie Guerrero for the WWE European Championship match from Raw of April 3rd, 2000. Late great Eddie Guerrero. Really good match though. And the next you had the steel cage match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. You had Rikishi versus Val Venus from Fully Loaded, July 23rd, 2000. Really good steel cage match. This was when Rikishi jumped off the cage onto Val Venus, which that was a classic moment, my opinion. Then you had the tables, ladders, and chairs match for the World Tag Team Championships. Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys from SummerSlam, August 27, 2000. This match was on the ladder match DVD. Classic match in my opinion. And Edge and Christian retained the World Tag Team Championships. And then the final match is the Hell in a Cell match for the WWE Championship. Which is Kurt Angle versus Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock versus Undertaker versus Triple H versus Rikishi from Armageddon, December 10, 2000. This is my second favorite Hell in a Cell match. It was just really, really good. And seeing Rikishi, I don't know how he did it, because Undertaker threw him off the top of the Hell in a Cell, and Rikishi landed in this bed thing on the back of a truck that Vince McMahon and Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe bought out. But absolute good match. Like I said, my second favorite Hell in a Cell match, next to Undertaker versus Mankind from King of the Ring '98. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. My opinion, this is a really good DVD. Of course, the documentary could have been longer, in my opinion, but the documentary, I forgot to mention, they have interviews with new interviews with I think Rikishi, Stephanie McMahon. You had Road Dogg in an interview, Pat Patterson, and some of the other stuff are archive interviews from other previous DVDs. But I say pick up this DVD if you're a fan of the Attitude Era. Now I know people say, "Oh well, you got YouTube. You don't need to pick up this DVD because all the clips are on YouTube." Well, if ever WWE were to remove clips from YouTube that contain Attitude Era material, if WWE took them off of copyrights, where are you going to see the matches again? That's why I say buy the DVD. Really good DVD. Like I said, it's a really good DVD. My opinion, the best DVD of the year, and I highly, highly recommend it if you're a fan of the Attitude Era, and if you grew up at this time, at this good era time of watching wrestling back in the day, and pick it up for the memories you have of this this era. So yeah, I highly recommend you picked up this DVD. So yeah. So anyways, that's it for my DVD review of the Attitude Era, and thank you all for watching, and until the next video. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this DVD has it included exclusive content available at Best Buy, and it had bonus features on the third disc DVD. It has only 3 things. It has the GTV Al Snow and Head. Mae Young gives birth from Raw of February 28, 2000. Funny moment where Mae Young gives birth to the hand, where everyone knows about that. It also has the WWE Women's Championship match, Lita versus Stephanie McMahon, Helmsley from Raw of June 12, 2000. Not really a good match. It was just them fighting, and then Kurt Angle came out and just did the Angle Slam on Lita, and then just put Stephanie McMahon, on Lita for the pin to win. And then you also got the Dudley Boys versus the Hardy Boys from Raw, July 17, 2000. And so yeah, so that's basically the three stuff that you get on this Best Buy, DVD, the exclusive content to Best Buy. So I'd say buy this DVD at the Best Buy, so you get that more material. And I know the Blu-ray has a lot more features on it. It has look on Amazon here, if you could see it. It has the King of the Ring match, Ken Shamrock versus Triple H versus Owen Hart from Raw, June 29, 1998. The Oddities with Insane Clown Posse versus the Headbangers from Raw of September 28, 1998. Also has The Truth About Sammy Raw from January 18, 1999. The Unholy Union of Stephanie McMahon and The Undertaker from Raw of April 26, 1999. That was the one where The Undertaker put Stephanie McMahon on the cross. And you also have The Rock versus Val Venus, SmackDown of October 7, 1999. You have the Survivor Series elimination match, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Kane, and Shane McMahon versus Triple H, X-Pac, and the New Age Outlaws from SmackDown of November 4th, 1999. You also have the WWE Hardcore Championship match, Al Snow versus Crash Holly from SmackDown of June 29, 2000. You had the Hardy Boys and Lita versus Perry Saturn, Eddie Guerrero, and Dean Malenko from SmackDown November 30th, 2000. You had Chris Jericho and the Dudley Boys versus Kurt Angle, Edge, and Christian from Raw of Christmas 2000. And that's about it. So yeah, so all those on the Blu-ray, and only 3 on the DVD, the Best Buy DVD, if you get it from Best Buy. So anyways, that's it for my DVD review of the Attitude Era. Thank you all for watching, and until the next video, I'll see you all later. Bye.